if you look at the relationship between monsoon performance and El Nino in the past, there are very good monsoon in very strong El Nino year. So there is no one-to-one correspondence.
Maharashtra and Central India are definitely more affected than North India. Of the mustard and wheat crop, it is the mustard that will probably suffer a bit. But please do remember that the hail that people are complaining about is an isolated event.
Well, unseasonal rain and hail have reportedly hit grape farms in Maharashtra, chickpea in Andhra, rapeseed in Rajasthan, red gram in Karnataka, wheat and lentil crops in MP, potato and mustard crops in UP. While that list goes on to explain the scale of the impact of this freak weather, we have with us Dr. Ramesh Chand, the Director of the National Centre for Agriculture and Economics and Policy Research. Dr. Chand, thank you very much for joining us on Closing Bell. Can you talk us through how widespread the impact of this freak weather has been?
In fact, this effect varies from state to state, and right now the state which is hit hardest is the state of Madhya Pradesh. The preliminary estimate indicates that in that state around 12 lakh hectare area has been affected. Then there is effect on crops in central India, parts of Andhra Pradesh and also parts of Karnataka. And one aspect which is not being recognized, that India has a history of bad weather, but this time it is very adverse because of the reason that it is hitting in three ways. You talked about hail. Hail is one. We are also having unseasonal and prolonged rains. Then we also have reports that there is a wind. So you just find that the effect of bad weather through different dimensions this time is getting multiplied.
Have you estimated what this will mean for rural incomes?
Of course, rural income will be adversely affected in those particular areas. At country level, we may not have adverse effects because you know India is a large country. Whatever bad thing happen, whether it is hailstorm, whether it is cyclone or flood, so historical data shows that at national level you don't see that impact to be that big. But for those particular states, the impact is really quite high. Like if I have to say that what will be the hardest hit segment of agriculture, right now in the state of Maharashtra it is the horticulture. So within horticulture, mango, grapes, pomegranates. So reports are that income of the farmer, mango producer, grape producer and pomegranate producer will be affected somewhere between 30 to 50%.
Dr. Chand, the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh estimated the current crop loss at about 13,000 crore rupees. Can you give us a sense in numbers of what the crop loss will be roughly estimated across the country?
You see, across the country still, because this time we were expecting bumper crops, so till a few weeks ago the estimates came which were showing that there will be record production of agriculture this year, and we were expecting agriculture to grow between 4.5 to 5%. So country level, I don't expect that there will be any negative kind of thing, but overall growth rate will definitely will come down. That we were expecting it between 4.5 to 5%. So now maybe this will be between say 4.3 to 4.8%, like that.
Dr. Chand, also, you know, the estimated food output for this year was put at 263 million tons. Do you think this unseasonal weather will make a significant dent in that number?
Not very significant. My safe guess is that still if bad things don't happen in the third week of March, or if they don't happen at large scale, I think we can still attain level of 260 million tons.
When you say bad things, what would you mean, Mr. Chand?
Bad thing means that sometimes there are hailstorms, sometimes there are rains in the month of April when there is harvest in the major grain producing states, and they can do harm.
Dr. Chand, can you give us a sense of which crops specifically are worst affected? Because, of course, this will eventually, and will this lead to, let's say, shortages in those crops? Because it will also then start reflecting in the food inflation numbers in some fashion, albeit with a lag.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, that horticulture crops are the biggest casualty. We can expect grape prices to go up, and after some time we will see impact on this mango. And since different fruits are substitute of each other, so one can expect that fruit prices, which we were expecting to soften a little bit this year because of expected bumper production, so that thing may not happen. Among the other crop, yes, there will be some effect on rapeseed and mustard, but since rapeseed and mustard is grown in a large number of states, Rajasthan, it is not only restricted to MP, UP and many other states it is produced. So the effect on field crops like rapeseed mustard, like chickpea, I expect that effect will be very, very small, but effect will be quite large in case of fruits. And also some reports are coming which you did not mention, that if these unseasonal rain continues, even potato crop will be adversely affected, rabi onion will be adversely affected. So among field crops, I still feel that at national level their growth rate will be slightly lower, but still we will be having a good growth this year for most of the crops. But for specific products like grapes, mangoes, effect will be quite severe.
So just to sum up, Mr. Chand, so what you're saying is that if there is no untoward incident during harvest time, you expect agriculture production, which you saw growing between 4.5% to 5%, to fall to 4.3 to 4.8%, and otherwise this is something that we can, in a sense, live with.
Yeah, but I am saying is that it may come down by only 0.2 percentage points.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, but seasonal shortages will hurt inflation because you don't know where it's going to show up in the way you measure fruits and vegetables. And also a final question, Dr. Chand, on the humanitarian crisis that will accompany this, right? We're already hearing of farmers desperate because they've lost large chunks of crops in many of these worst affected states. In fact, there are now reports coming in of certain farmer suicides in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. I don't know if they're confirmed, but the humanitarian crisis is also going to be difficult to manage.
Yeah, you see, we can't fight with nature. We have to adjust to nature. It's a natural calamity. We need immediately relief measure. We need immediately some contingency plan. We need immediately credit support to the farmers, because still for most of the farmers the major source of livelihood is agriculture. So I feel that there is a need for immediate relief measure in the affected area. It is a natural calamity. We have to face it.
All right, Dr. Chand, we appreciate you joining us to talk us through the scale of the impact of this unseasonal weather. Thank you very much for your time.